So, good performance against Boston. You get the win there. What do you have to do to build on that going back on the road now?
We used a lot of energy, physically, mentally in that game. I thought it was a really good performance. First half was an exceptional performance. The second half was a good performance. If we had that second half in other games, we would have felt really good. Compared to the exceptional performance, obviously it was just off, and it took a lot of energy, it took a lot of mental energy to put that in. It was a great defensive and offensive performance. We've got to recover. Because we used that energy, we've got to recover. We travel this week as well as coming off that tough training game, and also the excitement of being back here in front of the best fans in the world. The atmosphere was incredible. It was unbelievable. So that means the adrenaline pushed the players to be able to do even more, and we're still recovering. We're halfway through the week, and things were we had to do a little bit less today than we normally do on this Wednesday training session. We fly tomorrow. We get a great recovery before a sharp session Friday, ready to get after Sky Blue and carry the biggest positives that came from Boston game into this one, and then also adjust to be ready to deal with Sky Blue, who are a very good attacking team.
It's obviously a very difficult team, a very difficult league to play on the road. But what can you guys do to maybe turn some of these one-pointers into three-pointers away from home?
We had the good first half in Boston. We had in Kansas. We had the good second half in Boston. We just got to take one step at a time, one day at a time. So today this was our big day to train and train well. We did. Couldn't do as much as we wanted. We trained well. Now it's about traveling well, getting off the flight, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our minds. Friday, making sure it's the best training session, and then we're set up. And if we've done a good job, we'll be set up to perform. Then the game plan comes in. Can we execute what we need to? We need energy to be able to execute the game plan. We need to be after it, and we need to be mentally hungry. We had a lot of purpose on Saturday. We need even more against a really good Sky Blue team that have been formidable at home so far.
Seems to have a different player step up in every game. You had Almondine get her first goal in this last game. The week before, you had Lindsay Horan with a great second half. You had Ali Long come with that goal against Seattle. How important is it to have different players stepping up in these big moments?
I think we had different players scoring goals. We had a lot of players stepping up each game. Amandine, the great thing she did against Boston, she's been doing most of the season, and it's not just a one-player job in our midfield. All three of them have to work so well together, and physically we ask so much. We ask them to be in so many different areas of the field, and also on the defensive side they have a lot of ground to cover. Amandine's been doing a great job. It's nice to see her get that goal, but it doesn't take away that she hasn't been doing the good job in the other games. It just adds to it. The goal is a nice little touch, but she's been superb, just like Ali Long has been. And Lindsay Horan, who missed 4 weeks of pre-season, she's now almost had a pre-season and a couple of weeks during regular season. She missed that opportunity. She's getting sharper, she's getting fitter, and it's exciting. You're seeing Lindsay create, you're seeing Lindsay get in the box with her head and her feet. It's been really good to see that three continue to evolve.
Specifically with those three, you've talked about them when they do score, about when they get higher on the pitch, they can contribute in the attack. How do you balance making sure those players are getting higher on the pitch when they need to, and having opportunities to contribute in attack, with also their defensive responsibilities?
What we can control staff, it's continued repetition in the video sessions, continued repetition out here, at the same time trying to push and challenge a little bit more each day, each week, trying to keep moving forward, keep evolving, and then it's up to the players. We've got three players there, and players that are ready to play those roles, that are committed to taking those small steps. We can't take giant leaps. I remember beginning the first 2 or 3 games, I remember referencing us that it's going to be 6 or 7 games until we get going. We're now around that period, and we're seeing the results of a lot of dedicated training, dedicated video work from our players, wanting to improve. You don't take giant leaps in a few days or a few weeks. It takes time. Now we're in that 6, 7, 8, week 6, 7, 8. It's been good. We've got to continue to move forward. What we look like in the last 6 or 7, hopefully, is completely different to what we look like now. It's a lot further forward, more tactically astute, more flexible if we need to change things during games, and cleaner defending and cleaner attacking. We're going to strive to continue to move forward.
And then injury updates. Can we go through where everyone's at this point? Tobin, Dagny,
extremely likely that Dagny will play. We fully expect her to play. Tobin, we have to see how the flight goes. She'll travel, and we won't know until she trains Friday, and then she'll wake up on Saturday. I would bet that she doesn't play. That would be my bet. In if there's anything we don't like, there's no reason. It's the first time she could be available off the bench to do that when we travel. Dagny is a little bit ahead, a little bit of a better place, and we feel she shouldn't be impacted by the travel as much, just due to the different type of injuries, and we feel she'll play. Catherine, Marna, Meg Morris still working hard and rehabbing, and both Meg Morris and Marna 2 or 3 weeks, Catherine 3 to 4 weeks.
What happened with Meg Morris? She was obviously not. She was still working her fitness back, but she was closer, it seemed like.
Yeah, there was a moment 3 or 4 weeks ago where we decided we could continue where we're at and play through where she physically was at with regards to how her body was moving and working, or we take a huge step back, we get in, we fix some of the important things, we fix some of the little things, and try and get her closer to 100%. So play her at 85% and get through the next few months. That's kind of where we're at. We looked at it and said, no, let's take a step back, let's go back to 50%, 60% and just build and get her back to 100%. That happened 3 or 4 weeks ago. The results of how she's looking now and feeling physically, emotionally is a lot better. So we're excited her to keep moving forward.
Can you just clarify what you mean by that? Did the doctors do something different, or are you just taking her off the field more?
So she's coming back from a major injury.
Yeah.
How her whole body, how she runs, how she changes direction, the structure of her movements. They got to a certain point, and then we're cleared to train and cleared to play. That was still causing some challenges and some issues. She wasn't moving as well, performing as well. So do we stay there, or do we go back and fix those basics? And you can only fix those basics by stripping it back, coming off, working with our performance coach, literally learning how to run and move again with the right movements. You see that a lot when players coming back from major injuries. Are they moving exactly the same they were when you got injured? No. You've got a decision. Do you stay off the field until it's perfect? Do you get back on the field, which actually holds you back from getting perfect, but you're there to play? I think it was a good decision from Meg, performance coach, and the medical team, just to strip it back and slow down a little bit.